at it. Yeah. Okay. That's a solid fish, guys. That's what we came for.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I want to share something with you guys that I'm probably going to get a little slack for this. It's something that a lot of people don't talk about. And the reason they'll talk about it is because it's such a great way to catch bass, a lot of times big bass, in low light conditions during the summer and on into the fall. And we're going to break down the ways to fish it, a couple of options, and the setup you need to throw the old toad. Now, there's a lot of toads out on the market and a lot of good ones, a lot of them that work, but I'm going to narrow this down to 3 of my favorite toad style baits out there. These are the ones that I've thrown the most and I've had a ton of success on them. So let's start with the Stanley top toad.
There we go. Look at that fin. Catching them on the old frog. Another one. See if we can catch one more before it gets dark.
This sucker right here has put a lot of fish in the boat for me. It's great fishing if you're a bank fisherman. It's excellent for fishing off the bank because it is very snag proof. And I'll show you the guts of this thing. So it comes with this hook right here. It's a double hook. It's got a little bit of weight right there. It's welded and it's got this screw lock. Now the thing that I like about this is once you tie it on, you can change out your different frog colors. White's a really good color. They've got this Catapilla color is a good one, and black. I mean, they got a bunch of good colors. But the nice thing is once you tie this on, you just have this screw lock that hangs down there, and you just take it, screw it into the nose, and then you were good to go. So you can literally, you can change out a toad in, I don't know, 10 or 15 seconds. You want to get it nice and straight. That's real important so it doesn't run crooked. And I will just screw it up to about, I don't screw it up totally snug, but I'll leave just a little bit of a gap right there. And then I really don't even, it's got this little ridge on the back, and you can put the hook points in that little ridge to make it super weightless or super weedless, but I don't. I just let the hook points rest on the top of this. Now, this bait right here, it skips really well, but when you do skip it, you're gonna have a tendency for this hook to kind of foul. So that would be a time when I probably would put the hook points in there if I was really skipping it up underneath stuff. And I think they have 2 different weighted versions of this hook. The lighter one is the one that I tend to use. Now this bait does float, which is kind of cool about a hollow body toad versus something like the ribbit. And there's a reason to use a ribbit as well. So that's one of them that I use, and we just talked about the ribbit. So let's break that one out. They have a couple different sizes, 3 different sizes actually. They have the standard ribbit, they have a baby ribbit, and then they have the bull ribbit. But the most common one is just the regular ribbit. So when would you use this one over like the top toad and this other one that I'm getting ready to talk about? Well, this one's a little bit more subtle. So if you're fishing conditions that are a little less, they're not as loud, they're quieter, maybe in the middle of the day, got kind of slick conditions, I think this one is the way to go versus the top toad, because the top toad is a little bit louder. Now, one thing that I do like about this style of toad versus the hollow body toad is you can sink it. it will actually sink. So if you're reeling this in and you just stop it, it's going to kind of glide in plane, which is really cool when you come over to little holes. If you're throwing this over grass and you come to some holes, like a hole in the grass, just stop it at the front of the hole and let it glide down. A lot of times those fish are just sitting down inside of that hole or off to the side of the hole looking up, and you'll get a lot of bites letting this thing free fall down. You can kind of twitch it a couple times like a soft plastic jerkbait, and then get it back up on top of the water. And then the third one that I really like, this is made by SPRO. It's a Flappin Frog 65, and it is a little bit louder in my opinion than the Stanley Top Toad. So you got 3 different options. This one also skips well. It is, you know, it's a fixed thing, so you can't unscrew it and change out the toads. You know, you can't change out the different colors. So you got like 3 different options. It's got a really good hook on it. They've made a newer version where the weight is inside of the bait because they were having problems with this little disc weight coming off. I've super glued them, and I've caught a ton of fish on this, and I haven't lost the weight, but I did notice the other day that the super glue is starting to come apart, so I need to put some Mended or something on there to get it back in check. But this is a really good frog. It's made out of that thermoplastic, so it stretches. You don't have to worry about the fish eating the legs off of it, and it's, you know, it doesn't come off the screw lock. Sometimes this top toad, the nose will pull out on it, so you will lose these, and you can put some super glue or some Mended in there and you can get some more life out of it. But this one, you know, it is what it is. It's going to stay like it is. So really good toad as well. Let's talk about rigging this up. I show you how to rig this one up. So with the Ribbit, a couple different ways to do it. You can do it just with a big EWG, but what you're going to have happen is it's going to land upside down a lot. So you really need a weighted hook. They got several hooks out there. The Stanley Top Toad hook will actually work if you get the 4/0 one, and I think they make one for this, if I'm not mistaken. But the kind I like has a little belly weight on it, like this, with the screw lock on the front, and you want kind of a medium-sized screw lock. This one's really made for swim bait. I couldn't find the other ones that I have, but something with this little belly weight right here to encourage it. If it lands upside down, it encourages it to flip over, and that way your hook point is riding up. But this is just a screw lock deal, just like the Top Toad, and you're gonna do it like that. They make several different kinds. I don't even know what brand this is. I think this is a Gamakatsu. This is similar, but you need something that's kind of EWG, but you can also make one. So I've got a owner cutting point. This is like a 4/0. A 4/0 hook is probably about the perfect size for the Ribbit. You can actually take just a big EWG hook like this, and you can take a small, like a drop shot weight or a bell weight or some sort, and you can slide it on the hook. So this is a little bit too big. You'd want something quite a bit smaller. Something like a 16th ounce would be perfect. So 16th ounce drop shot weight, or this little dipsy sinker. Slide it on there, and then just take a piece of a piece of plastic worm, or like the keeper, like that plastic tubing that's on a trailer hook for a spinnerbait. Something just to encourage this weight not to slide up too far. But that's gonna, if you're in a pinch and you don't have a weighted hook already, you can create a makeshift one, and it's gonna cause that Ribbit to flip over and ride just right. Now, this is a low light. You can catch them on, you know, just a sunny day with these, but I'm leaning on this bait in the warm water period in low light conditions, and I'm talking the first hour in the morning, maybe 2 hours, and then the last hour of the day. This is a killer bait for covering water. So next time you're out on the body of water and, you know, things are kind of slow towards dark, because a lot of times it can get tough towards dark, put one of these on, tie it on, and cover some water, and you're gonna get some bites. If you've got a cloudy day, stormy day in the summer, definitely want to pick this thing up and cover a little bit of water and see if they're looking up and if they will commit to this. I always keep it on the deck of my boat, and I try it periodically throughout the day when you got overcast conditions. As far as equipment, I favor a 7'4" to a 7'6" heavy rod. There's a lot of good rods out there that work for the toad, just a good frog rod. It's the same thing. Maybe a heavy duty buzzbait rod or something would work, but I personally, I kind of like this 7'6". I've kind of fallen in love with that action. You do need a soft tip, not a soft tip, but you need a little bit of tip. It's going to allow you to throw that bait out there a little bit farther, and you're not going to pull the bait away from the fish when they do decide to grab it. It gives them a little bit of flex and allows them to load up. And you don't need a broom stick because we're throwing this on braid. I like to throw it on 50 to 65 pound braid. So you got no stretch. If you've got something that's too stout, you're going to lose a lot of fish. It's a high impact sport, happens fast. You do need some give in that rod to let the fish, suck it in. And it's also going to help you with casting. I like a 7-1, 6-8 to 8-1 gear ratio, something a little bit faster because you are covering water. A lot of times you're throwing this around wood, grass, so it's nice to have that braid to get them moving away from it, get them moving up out of the grass, and also you want a high-speed reel to continue to move them. This is a Virtus Akira Series 7'6" flip pitch, but like I said, whatever frog rod you have, as long as it's got a little bit of tip, I think you're going to be fine with the toad. That's really it. I keep the color simple. I mean, this is my favorite color in low light conditions, especially around dark. I've caught more big fish on a white toad than a black toad. I know a lot of people say, fish black at dark, but if you throw a black one, it kind of disappears. You throw this one, it's like it glows, it's fluorescent. Just caught a lot more fish on the white. And that's not saying that the black won't. I mean, the best color, in my opinion, is confidence. But if you're throwing a black and you're not getting bit, and you've got a lot of confidence on the black, try the white. I'm telling you, try the white. But there are some times when the black works, usually in fall. I tend to lean on black for whatever reason. It seems like they like the black better in the fall. But throughout the summer, white has been my favorite color. So white, black, something bluegill color, something with some orange. Like this has got some kind of orangish, greenish belly, chartreuse, I guess. But that's really, in my opinion, the three colors that you need. Just something that's shad, something that's dark, and then something that's kind of bluegillish colors. And keep it simple, just cover water. And I hope this video helps. It's something that I don't talk a whole lot about, but I have had a lot of success on these baits in the past. I'll leave descriptions to everything in the description box, and if you want to go and have a look at them, have at it, man. I hope this video helps. Hope you catch some fish. A subscribe would be greatly appreciated, and a thumbs up is always nice to see. Thanks for all the support.
Look at that fat old fish, man. Look at that fat old fish. Man, this is one of the best low light baits available as a toad. That fish is healthy, man. Right here at dark, first thing in the morning. Throw their old Ribbit, Stanley top toad, whatever one you like, man. It just works. We got a little more time too. Got a little more time.